So, yeah. Hit it again.
Flip man, it's the flip man, You want some money in your hand, flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
So take that off, yeah. Take that off. So just click on it, yeah. Boom! So we're live on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, and Twitter. On this daily live, we're trying something new. So hopefully the audio is working well. Please let us know on all platforms. So this is Flipman. We finally came up with a name. Flipman's Daily Live, AKA Fliptainment, on wholesaling real estate, Q&A. What? What?
On wholesaling real estate.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, you got it up here. That's fine. Flipman's Daily Live, AKA Fliptime Morning Q&A, or daily, or whatever, wholesaling real estate. So boom. So let me get my old trusted pointer. So this is definitely something new on YouTube or whatever. You guys are like, wow, what is this? So we're going to try to put, 30, 45 minutes in a day, because we're already doing it on Instagram and TikTok or whatever. So we might as well throw in the YouTube fam. We'll let you all get some of this game, some of this value. Oh, when you all ask the question, they ain't going to be able to hear y'all on YouTube, so I may have to repeat it, or whatever. So, okay, that's cool. I ain't figured that part. Dang, got that part. Y'all see that's coming out on Prime Video? Coming to America too? Yeah. All right, but anyway, guys, so if you want a copy of the free contract that I've been using since 2003 to put deals together, YouTube search Flipman 2021 contract. If you need a cash buyer for a deal, you want to partner with me, then you can partner with me and we'll try to find a cash buyer for you. If the property is under contract, you're dealing directly with the owner, it's off market, and it is a great deal. So, we ain't got no questions? You have to go up here to, well, you know how to do it. Look that too, right here. Yeah, you don't have a time. So, boom.
Okay, someone asked, how long did it take you to do your first deal?
I am a bad example because it only took me from the time that I put out my first set of these, which they didn't look as good as these, I don't think. When I put out my first set of these, it took me 30 days to do my first deal. And I had a deal to blow up in my face in that same time frame. But that's not normal for most people. I'm going to say that. I don't think it is.
All right, y'all. Bear with us on the comment reading because.
But we got what else?
It's a lot.
What?
It's a lot.
Okay, what time do we start? We've been going back.
It's 12:39.
Okay, all right, okay, so it's about 35.
All right, someone said they're looking to buy a duplex. Can you talk about proof of funds?
Well, if you need proof of funds, if you're trying to buy a duplex, you should already have the proof of funds. Or you mean wholesaling a duplex? Because those are two different things.
Oh, these were two separate questions.
Okay.
He said that Gingerbread, bro, he said he was looking to buy a duplex. And then someone else said that.
Well, yeah, you just hopefully the numbers work for you. I'm assuming you got the resources to do it, either the cash and or the credit. And someone said, talk about proof of funds. Well, proof of funds are really only needed when you're dealing with real estate agents. When you're just dealing with just regular Joe Blow, the owner, they're not going. When they're motivated to sell, they're not going to ask for proof of funds. It's just not how it works. Just not how it works.
All right, somebody said.
But if you need proof of funds, realpof.com.
Somebody said they need to make contracts, but they don't get responses.
Contracts to who?
They're saying no. If they say no, they don't have a cash
Well, are you sending them to the deal later, or are you talking about you making offers to sellers?
Someone said how and where to pull a motivated seller list. How do you stack the pain points when pulling the list, and where do you pull the list from?
What my site said? Dealator.com, aka PropStream, is where I pull the list from. There's so many lists you can pull. You can pull a vacant list, you can pull liens. Oh, you're gonna pull that back. You can pull liens. You can do foreclosures, pre-foreclosures, divorce. But I target free and clear and just let the numbers take over. Non-owner occupied, meaning absentee, they own it, but they don't live in it. Not listed, meaning it's not listed on MLS, and I pull individuals and have owned for at least a year. If the list is too large, I go up to 3 to 5 years or whatever, but those are normally my, I guess you say, pain points. I'm just a shotgun approach. You know, I wish it was more direct than that. You could, like I said, you could target the divorce or liens or whatever. That can be a little bit more narrow as far as your search, but I just want to look, I want a lot of equity. Just let the numbers take over. Hopefully the motivation there is to sell cheap.
All right, someone asked, what's the reason for closing fees?
For closing fees? Title companies and attorneys are not going to do it for free. That's how they get paid. They're providing a service, so they want to get paid.
How do you make compound interest with your returns?
Compound interest? A number of ways. You spend money on something to make more money. That's one form. If you're just going to put it in an account or one of those accounts that compound interest you over time, then that's a whole nother ballgame. You talk about financial services, then that's not really my thing.
All right, this question came from YouTube. How long can you have a house under contract without putting any money down?
It depends on what you and the seller negotiate. That's all what you should have negotiated in the beginning. Maybe I'm not understanding your question correctly.
If I had an apartment deal, can I hire a commercial broker to find a buyer and close the deal?
If you don't own it, no.
All right. Someone said, I was excited about wholesaling, but honestly, it seems that every potential property are already pending deals. So I guess some of the properties she finds are already like under.
That means you're looking for stuff online or something like that. You're not marketing. If you're marketing, then you're either reaching out to someone or someone's calling you. How are you finding those deals? That's the question I'll ask you.
All right, this came from Instagram. How many houses have you flipped, or do you just wholesale?
I'm not a flip. I've done some in years past. Got really burnt bad with it. Not my thing. I just hate the whole process of flipping. Not my thing. Better return in wholesale. The ROI dwarfs flipping. Lower risk, higher reward. You can make money in both. I'm not saying you can't, but it's no match.
What's your best
converting
marketing strategy?
The best converting marketing strategy? Probably in reality, bandit signs. In reality, because people are calling you. When they call one of these, and we've been slipping on ours lately, but when they call one of these, they're calling you because they want to sell a house. You didn't have to call them. You didn't have to reach out to them. They called you because they want to sell a house. Now, it still boils down to the numbers or whatever, but you're asking the question. In my experience, when those are done right, they're hard to match because they're so cheap and they can reach a lot of eyeballs. The only thing is you can be limited on the type of areas you can target, because a lot of times you can't get away with them in some areas versus others in a particular market.
Slide to the right. Somebody said they're trying to screenshot. Someone asked, is Craigslist a good way to get deals?
It is a source. I don't know how good it is, but it is a source. My bad. I guess they can hear me. Ain't nobody complaining. I guess they can hear me.
Is there a way to get
The contracts, yeah, for free. YouTube search Flipman 2021 contract. The proof of funds, I don't know of a free service.
Someone asked, how much money do I need to get started in this business?
Technically zero, because you can wholesale other wholesalers' deals. Just build a decent cash buyers list and help move other wholesalers. That want other wholesalers' deals. That don't cost you anything. If you want to call driving for dollars, spending money, then so be it. Is that spending money, gas money? I guess that's spending money. I guess if we just gonna get technical about it. So now some people just sit around and look for properties on Zillow, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and so on, and they do it that way. So that doesn't cost you anything. Those are just some of that's one of the harder ways of doing it. Now, if you have a few $100s, like $300 to maybe $600 or $300 to $500, you can do some form of marketing. I hate to keep picking this up, but it's right here. Such as this, $500, you can buy almost 300 signs. They don't have to be two color like mine because it's more expensive. But, that's not a lot of money. You can get a part-time job or a job and come up with that small amount of money. Or somebody may even just invest in your business, tell them you're going to give them triple their money back whenever you close your first deal. So, there's no excuse not to do this if you want to do it. Money is not the issue. That's the whole purpose of it. That's the whole purpose of wholesaling, is being able to do this without any money, even on the finding the lead side of it, because it's really talking about actually putting a deal together when we say no money. So.
Can you wholesale land?
It's a different animal because it's sometimes hard to get a value on it, and then sometimes it's hard to find buyers for it. But to answer the question, yes.
When you're texting on batch leads, is it best to ask the qualifying questions through text or get them on the phone?
Depends on the person. Some people, because you reached out to them by text, that's the way they want to respond to you. The objective is to hopefully get them on the phone at some point, but sometimes you can almost do the whole deal by text until you get ready to possibly go view the property or set it up closing information. But, it just depends on the individual who you're dealing with. You have to fill them out.
Have you ever done a deal on a house with list pending?
Somebody asked that on a YouTube video. A lien, I think the list pending, I'm trying to think what that's relates to. I think it relates to the foreclosure or whatever. But at the end of the day, if it's a lien and it can be satisfied for less than the amount that works for you, then yeah, it doesn't matter. But it has to be addressed before you can close on it and get paid.
How do you get around a proof of funds letter?
How do you get around a proof of funds letter? If you're dealing with a real estate agent, in most cases you don't. You're gonna have to come up with it. If you're talking about proof of funds, you're talking about dealing with agents. Guys, if you have to ask that question, you shouldn't be dealing with agents. If you have to ask that question, you shouldn't be dealing. I just uploaded a new video today, how to wholesale houses using realtors. If you're new, I've been in this 18 years, and guys, the reason we talk about bandit signs, direct mail, cold calling, driving for dollars, other wholesaling, text messaging, Facebook ad, Google ad, because we're talking about finding deals that don't involve realtors. You're removing another person out of the equation. When a realtor's involved, they are worrying about their bills first, which is fine, but you want to deal directly with the decision maker, the owner. Again, it can be done, but if you had to ask that question, trust me, you're wasting your time, because you will not do a deal that way. I'm telling you. Prove me wrong. I would love for you to come back on and say, Ty, you know what the hell you're talking about? I did the deal. Prove me wrong. But if you're a newbie, you should be avoiding those. I've been doing this 18 years. You don't even think about looking at properties that are listed by realtors. Again, it can be done. You just have to know what you're doing.
All right. How do you find a good market?
See, I have obviously, just like men, there's some men better than others. just like women. There's some women better than others, you know what I'm saying? But they still human beings or whatever. So some markets going to be better than others, but all of them are good depending on the size. I just look at the size of the market, you know, because people still die. I don't care what market you're talking about. They still get divorced. You're still going to have tired landlords. Still going to have houses with too many repairs and the owner can't handle it. They're still going to have where people lose their jobs or income. So the market, one being better than the other, is irrelevant. You just got to have enough people. A good minimum is like around 250,000 in population or more. The more people, the more opportunity. It's just a numbers game. I sort of know what you mean when you're asking that question, but I don't want you to get caught up in how to target a market. So that person may be in Miami, in South Florida. You're in a great market. Just start making it happen, you know. I wish that person asked the question, what city are you in?
All right, can you wholesale REOs, pre-foreclosures, foreclosures by doing a double closing?
They're not going to let you do a double closing on either. Now, you can always find a title company. Well, I know you may be able to find a title company or a closing attorney that may do some things that may be a little questionable, but they control too much of the process. Now, you can get paid doing those if you have the right type of buyer. It just boils down to if you got a buyer, I call them lazy buyers, that basically just wants you, basically going to give you the money to go do the deal. It's going to be hard to find that. Not saying it's impossible. And I don't know everything. People out there probably laughing at me and saying, we doing foreclosures all the time. Blah, that's fine. I'm just telling you what I know what it would take to do it versus just the normal way when it's not a foreclosure. I know the people hear the word foreclosure, you think you found a secret. This is not 1992. Think you automatically found a great deal. That's just not the case, man. It's just easier deals out there, guys. You're not listening to me. There are easier deals out there. You want what appears to be the low-hanging fruit, and it's not.
Flipman, are you happy with skip tracing? Also, what is the average number of phone numbers returned with each property?
Just depends on the list. I'm happy with it because my expectation, you're only paying 25 cents, 15 cents to 25 cents for a skip trace. The more you spend on skip tracing, the more accurate it's been, but you're paying pennies to try to get someone's phone number. So if I upload a list and it comes back with if I upload a list of 1,000 owners and to find phone numbers and 700 of them are good, I'm elated. If 500 of them are good, I'm elated or whatever. You know, that because you're spending so small of an amount. So expectations, you know, but it's a great service. I wouldn't promote it if I didn't think so, trust me.
How many bandit signs in an area are needed to get a response from bandit signs?
Well, ideally what you want to do is within a particular neighborhood, probably have anywhere between 30 to 50. But that's spread out now. It's not like you're going to have them on every street. So, you know, within a particular neighborhood, 30 to 50, just in a particular neighborhood. Or what, like if they call, like here in Birmingham, we got a neighborhood called West End. It's pretty bad. That zip code is pretty vast. So 50 to 75 would, you know, somewhat cover that neighborhood, right? So that's just one neighborhood, you know, or whatever. So one part of town, you know.
Let's see. How long does it take for you to come to a house for someone after they sent it to your website, I guess?
Well, what it's supposed to be is 24 hours. We'll work.
Yeah, when did you?
Yeah, well, when did you send it? Hey, so it's supposed to be 24. We're gonna try our best to catch up today, right? Even if I have to personally lock in on some of them after we finish doing our real estate stuff or whatever. So, but yeah, so ideally the goal is to get to 24 hours. Right now, you know, it's new. We've been a little bit overwhelmed. We got a little bit overwhelmed. We appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have that than the alternative. But since they brought it up, if you're trying to get a property comp, just submit it through comps101.com. That's COMPS101.com. The purpose of it is one of the biggest issue, probably the biggest issue why most new wholesalers never succeed at this is because they simply don't understand what an ARV is on a property. They don't understand what would the house appraised for in excellent condition. You gotta know that to know if you even have a deal or not or whatever. So that's the value add that I'm at offer. Right now it's free or whatever. But once we get it figured out, we'll figure out if we need to charge because we're doing it right now at our own time or whatever. So that's cost of money because the young ladies here, they're working. So and me, I ain't gonna do a lot of them. I'm doing them because I'm trying to make the service work. But but we're gonna make it happen. So I apologize. We hadn't got back to you. That's YouTube. Yeah, YouTube can't hear the questions. Sorry about that. We'll try to figure that out. YouTube. I guess we need another one of How would I do that? How do we have this plugged in here? How is this plugged in?
Probably just need another mic. Connected to that.
Yeah. That's what we need. Okay. Yeah. All right.
What happened to those other mics?
We couldn't. That's what. That's what we went and looked for. We couldn't find the. It's called a lightning cable. You need a USB-C to a female lightning cable. We couldn't find. We went to Best Buy and Target looking for it. So now maybe how is this thing? Oh, it's just wireless. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Boom. All right. Well, we'll figure it out though.
All right. Someone asked about the earnest money deposit. How does that work if the buyer backs out when you I guess the seller doesn't come through? Hold on.
Basically, when the deal don't work out.
Yeah. I guess when they say if a buyer backs out, I guess both sides. I guess a seller could back out also. But if a buyer backs out and he's outside of his due diligence period that you all agree upon, if you agreed upon any, then the question was, I'm sorry, YouTube. The question was how to handle an earnest money deposit if a seller or a cash buyer backs out. All right. So if on the buyer side, if they back out and they're outside the due diligence period and the title is clear, you're supposed to keep that. You're supposed to keep that earnest money. That money is supposed to go to you. On the seller side, if they back out, right, of course, you'll get your earnest money back and the cash buyer will get their earnest money back. You just hope they're not pissed off. Most of them understand. They're not tripping because they're looking at, looking to do more deals with you. So, yeah.
All right. Is the investment percentage always 70% of the ARV?
Well, people do it different ways. Someone asked, is the investment percentage always 70%? But people do it different ways. But the way I was taught, it generally works for most markets or whatever. Yeah, 70%. And basically the 30% to make 100 is what you're looking at as far as the investor side of it. You have to think in the terms of the investor. So you like backdooring, re-engineering how you're going to make the money. First, you have to figure out how the investor is going to make the money. Then you can negotiate down to what you can make, how much you can make or whatever, or what is a great deal or what would be attractive to potential investors.
All right, this one's from Instagram. He said, I have a list of vacant homes with the owner's names and numbers. Is text to flip a must to reach out to them, or can I text them from a personal cell?
If you have someone asked that he has a list of vacant homeowners' numbers. Is text to flip a must to reach out to them? It sounds like he has a small list, so no, you can probably, I wouldn't text them from my phone. I would probably get a service like Bumber.com because you're gonna probably need it anyway. I said Bumber, that's V as in Victor. Well, it's number, replace the N with a V, V as in Victor, right? And so I would use a service like Bumber.com to text them because you're going to need phone numbers for your marketing. You'll need a phone number for your texting, may need multiples for that. You'll need it for your bandit signs, for your direct mail, for your cold calling. So, and the reason you want different numbers for different marketing methods is you want to be able to track what's working and what's not working. If it's not working, you want to try to fix it. If it is working, you want to double down on it.
All right, this is a similar question. What do you do about sending a letter, or what do you think about sending a letter to a homeowner about a property that you're interested in?
Oh, put them on the screen. You know how to do that? Well, yeah, just do show. Okay, so we're answering, who is this?
Erica Davis.
What's up, Erica Fance? No, it's got to do the hyphen name. What's the head?
Erica Fance. Davis.
Hey, yeah, Erica Fans Davis. What was her question?
What do you think about sending a letter to a homeowner about their property that you're interested in?
Oh, that's okay. Erica asks, what do I think about sending a letter to a homeowner on the property I think that you may be interested in? Okay, that's what you're supposed to do, Erica. Now, if it's only one letter, you're not doing a mass mailing, Erica, I would send that by UPS or FedEx. In the direct mail business, the whole shebang revolves around will your message get read first? And then the response rate, hopefully that'll trigger someone to call you. So if it's just a single letter like that, maybe 4 or 5 or 10 or whatever, send them FedEx or UPS because that increases your chances of your message getting read.
So that person who asked the question before with the text, he said it's 100 properties.
That may be, that's probably going to be enough to, 100. Well, I guess the question, if you tend to do more, then yes, text to flip. If you're only going to do that 100, then you may just want to do Vumber or something like that or whatever.
Someone asked, how do I know if my comps are accurate?
How do you know if your comps are accurate? The information is pulled from, number one, what source are you using? That's the first thing. What source are you using to pull your comps? I would suggest just going to YouTube and do a search for Flipman Comp Like a Pro. And then Flipman Free Calculator. I'm gonna do a video on that soon when I get some time. You gonna put a question? Let's try one of them banners up there. Let's see how that looks. One of them lower thirds.
All right. Someone asked, can you wholesale business properties?
Someone asked, can you wholesale business properties? I guess they mean commercial real estate. Yes, you can wholesale commercial real estate. It's different from wholesaling houses, but you want to go to, I forgot to tell them, go to banners and go all the way down to the bottom, the last one at the bottom, and do that one. And remove that one there, the one the YouTube subscribe to. Okay, yeah. All right, I forgot to tell you guys, if you want to ask your questions live with me on YouTube, you can go to flippanard.com. You'll see it scrolling at the bottom. Even if you're on TikTok or Instagram, you want to get off there and come on live and ask the question, I'll be happy to answer with you on video. If you're that puts you at the front of the line on your question. Let me just say that. So you can go to flippanard.com, which we should have had that address up here too. I'm sorry. FLIPPINAR.com, and just tap the button that says join us live now. It's a red button at the top, and we'll put you on. But you need to activate your video. Make sure you activate your video. You turn down all. If you got us in the background, you need to turn that down because of the echo.
All right. How much do you charge for your wholesale course?
The pricing, I don't want to put out there because then if it changes, let's say you said. So all you have to do is just go to my website, flipman.net, tap the Flipman logo. The guy holding the cash thinks he's me, and you'll see the pricing there or whatever. And I'm in the process of, what would be the word? If we're redoing the course, what would be the word? Upgrading the courses. So should be done with that in 3 weeks. So people that already have it, you're already a student, you're still just going to get the automatic, or there's no charge for that, of course. For new people, you're going to be able to take advantage of the refresh or whatever. So that should be done in the next 2 to 3 weeks, hopefully.
New York or New Jersey, is that a good marketplace?
If you're in either one of those markets where the populations are heavy, yes. Yes. On the, go to the, do some of them lower thirds. Do this right here. Do that. Get it again. All right, what else we got? What you got on YouTube? I know you got plenty on there. How many people watch? Yeah, man, what? Okay, cool.
Okay. Okay.
Now,
What is a good number of leads to target on a weekly basis?
a good number of leads to target? What's your lead source? That's someone on YouTube asked, what's a good number of leads to target? What's your lead source? That's what's going to factor in. I'm not being funny, so smart ass, but as many as you can possibly do. Put the ticker back up. It's okay if it covers it a little bit. So just go back to the banner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are for sale by owners a good start in wholesaling properties?
If they're not listed, in my opinion, you can do the listed ones. But if they're not listed online for sale anywhere, yeah. But I'm going to always side on doing something versus nothing.
All right, I'm a newbie and I would love to know what to do first or any of your videos do you recommend for me to watch? What videos do you recommend for a newbie to watch?
Someone said on YouTube on Instagram asking, what video should they watch first? All you have to do if you're already on Instagram is go to my bio and tap that link that's in my bio. It's going to take you over to a playlist. And those I think the first or second video is titled Wholesale Real Estate Step by Step. That's a good start. But, you just really need to just engulf yourself in the channel. Everything you need to know is right there on my YouTube channel for free. That's 500 videos, 12 years of me spilling my guts. Set yourself a 1 to 2 month goal that you're going to become an expert on those videos in the next 1 to 2 months.
All right, if the house barely needs any rehab, is it worth even trying to get a deal?
If it barely needs any rehab,
If it's not distressed
property. It doesn't, see, don't get confused that it has to be a quote unquote distressed property, or raggedy property, or ugly property for you to do a deal. It's just ironically, that's the way it normally works, but it can be a house that just was a new construction. If it's worth 400 as a new construction and you can get for 250, it doesn't matter about it doesn't need any repairs. It's just the numbers. The motivation of the seller is the key. Now, their motivation may be that it needs a lot of repairs, but you never know what the situation is. I don't care what their motivation is in the condition of the house if the numbers work. If it's a new construction and it's worth $400,000, but I can get it for $250, it doesn't need any repairs, but it's a great deal. So it doesn't matter. It's about the price, the numbers.
All right, what's the best way to wholesale on a market property that has a 0-day inspection period?
Okay, on Instagram, somebody said, what's the best way to wholesale a property that's listed with an agent, I guess they mean, with a 0 inspection period? Number one, I just did a video on that, how to wholesale houses with agents, and I went through that entire process of dealing with them, but it has a 0 inspection. What makes this a great deal? I just got to ask that person. What makes you think this is a great deal? What is the ARV and what is the price? What makes you think this is a great deal?
All right, these are a few quick ones. Is California a good market?
Someone asks, is California a good market? Yes. Just like with anywhere else, if you're in the highly populated areas, yes.
Are you going to get on Clubhouse? Yeah.
Someone asking, am I going to get on Clubhouse? I'm actually on there. I'm just not on there.
What info do I need to wholesale a lot or land?
What info do you need to wholesale a lot or land? You got to first determine a value, which can be very difficult with lots. So that's the first thing. If you can do that, then you want to get it as cheap as possible, probably 20 cents to 40 cents on the dollar. Then you're gonna have to market it for a buyer. So you jump through those hurdles. Hey, the world is yours. You can move them, no different. And the door is already open on lots of land in most cases. So unless it's fenced, so it's not like you have to show it with a house. They can potential buyers can go at their own leisure, which is one of the good things about it versus houses. So.
Okay, this is a 2-part question, but I only got write the rest of it. That'd be great. They asked, how do you get the property? Let me see. How do you go about a property that has a tenant in it and they're in it until July? So I'm guessing they're trying to do this.
Okay, so someone asking how do you go about handling a deal with a tenant in it and they're in the property until July? All right, so if there's a tenant in it, it's just still going to boil down to what they're paying, the rental history if the owner can prove it, and then the price that the owner is selling it for, and obviously the condition. Still going to boil down to the same thing. A lot of buyers will shy away from a property that's already rented. Now, if it's a property that's already rented and may be above the market rent, then you can have a turnkey situation. A lot of buyers like that also. So it just depends on those factors. But if it's a tenant and the numbers don't work and they're not going to move to July, you really can't do anything until July or whatever. So you may do something, maybe mid-June or whatever, get it in motion. And if they're moving out or whatever, but really you can't do anything until then.
All right, somebody asked, do I get a contractor or an inspector to discover the repairs of the property?
You can do that, but
Asking which one, so I guess they're
no, if you're trying to get repairs on the property, you would do a contractor. But a simple way of determining repairs, if it's livable, $25 a square foot. If it's not livable, $40 a square foot. That's a basic way of doing it.
What site do I use to see how much the property is worth?
Well, now you're talking about comping, and that's what someone asked, what site do they use to see how much the property is worth? Really not a site that you use. You use sites to come up with information where you can come up with your own number. Sites like Zillow are going to suggest what they think it's worth. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's not. You have to dig deeper into the numbers. But if you go to YouTube and do a search for Flipman Comp Like a Pro, that video will explain in more detail. Remember, guys, we're live on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, and Twitch. If you want to ask your question live on screen with me, you go to the front of the line. If you go to flippanard.com and post your questions. If you're not sure how Flippanard is spelled, I guess I'll try to spell it up here.
It'll go in and out saying unstable connection.
Oh, what on YouTube, on TikTok? Don't worry about it. Hope y'all can read that. Flippanard.com. Oh, that don't look good. Why I do the L like that?
Okay, is there residual income potential in wholesaling?
That's one. That would be one of the negatives about wholesaling. You got to keep repeating the process. Now you can have your business set up where you have people in place to help you. I don't know if that's considered residual, but you have a team in place. They making sure that the wheels are turning or whatever. So, but the ROI on wholesale deals dwarfs everything else, that it makes it so worth it to at least be doing it, even if you're doing other things that will have residual income. So.
Really, at this point, that's about the best we can do. Because if I zoom all the way out, you'll be able to see the stand that it's on.
Yeah, you're probably going to have to take a picture. I don't know if you take a snapshot of it. It'll see if you do it on your phone, Ken. Well, you're not online though. So it.
They also are asking,
What?
this be recorded
Yeah, see, good question. People on TikTok, it won't go in the replay mode. They don't have that option on TikTok yet. So you can go to either Instagram and see this again, or you can go to YouTube and just do a search for Flipman Daily Live Fliptainment. And this is the first one on YouTube. So you can watch it on YouTube live also. I mean, in replay mode, I'm sorry.
How many houses have you wholesaled?
Have no idea.
2 minutes.
2 minute account, 18 years, been good to me.
one from Facebook. It says, how do you find the owner of a non-owner occupied property without calling the LLC directly?
What's the name on Facebook? Marley Jones. So Marley says, how do you find the owner of a non-occupied property without calling the LLC directly? How do you call the owner of a non-owner occupied? Well, you know, an LLC has a human being behind it, right? So you got to talk to them. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Are you asking, how do you find that individual? Now, in the state of Alabama, the Secretary of State website, you can do a business entity search and it'll show you who registered the LLC. Now, sometimes that's still not the owner. It may be an attorney or whatever, but that's a start or whatever. But the main thing, if you can't reach them by, put the 50-50 one up there, the lower third 50-50 one up there. If you can't reach them by phone or find a phone number, then their mailing address will be there or whatever. If they're receiving a tax bill, the mailing address will be there, so you can send them something in the mail. Yeah, that was it. That was gonna be it.
All right, quick ones. Do you need an LLC to start?
Someone asked, do you need an LLC to start? No, you do not need one to start, but you are running a business. And if you have to choose, if you don't have the budget for a marketing plan and start an LLC, choose the marketing plan. And after your first deal, you can do the LLC. But, you know, you're running a business, so you do need to register it under an entity.
Okay, this is a related question from William Garcia on YouTube. He said, hey, even if I don't have an established LLC, can I still present myself or market myself like I work for or with a company that's still not established?
All right, William Garcia from YouTube basically saying, if he doesn't have an LLC set up, does he need to act like he works for a company? No, you're William Garcia is the company. Just individual people buy real estate all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be a business name to talk to people about buying a piece of real estate. Motivated sellers will not care. Knuckleheads will. People in La La Land may make a big deal, but you weren't gonna do a deal with them anyway.
All right, I think this is the same guy that asked about the tenants supposed to move out in July.
Mm-hmm.
He said, should he add it to your free contract that the tenants has to be out by the closing date? Should they? I guess he.
Well, yeah, you could put that in there. You can add that as an addendum or exhibit A, you know, for additional terms. Why not? You know, again, you got to get their butts out of there. That's the problem. COVID has made it difficult to get people out of houses. So hopefully that's different by July.
What's the best market strategy?
The best marketing strategy? It depends on your budget, you know, how much money you spend. That's really what it boils down to, because they're going to all have their effectiveness. But for someone just starting out, text messaging is probably the most efficient, lower cost text to flip. You can do a search on YouTube for that. I explain how to do it legally and FCC compliant. Bandit signs are really good if you know what you're doing. It ain't brain surgery, but it ain't, you know, it is a method to the madness or whatever. So in my opinion, you know, some people like cold calling. That's a very tedious process. Everybody ain't built for that, like WA or whatever. So yeah, you need that. Go ahead.
Someone asked on Instagram, what are bandit signs? Do you have a video on bandit signs?
What are bandit signs? Mm-hmm. I just showed you. This is a bandit sign. This is a bandit sign. And yes, if you go to YouTube and do a search for Flip Man, Ride Along, bandit signs, that video actually is me out in the street with a family that I met in Bed Bath and Beyond. Yeah, they were, it's up here in Hoover. Okay. Yeah, and they was just from a distance, I just felt somebody was watching me. And they came up to me, we seen you. I was like, wow, I think that, man, I was just, whoo. But anyway, so.
They recognized you?
Yeah, I just felt so shame. Oh boy, but out there, there was some good people.
Are you currently still wholesaling, or do you just teach the trade now?
The teaching stuff is a hobby that I had to end up learning. Taking seriously because it does produce income. But yes, I'm still wholesaling real estate. But I had to, this flip man stuff was a hobby that turned into something totally else. I did have an intent for it, to be able to network with people all over the country. We do deals together, and that's what deallater.com is for, or whatever, or we're trying to do. So it turned into something about 5 or 6 years ago that I had to, it went beyond me putting all this free content out here. Sometimes people occasionally pay for coaching or whatever. It may pay a cell phone bill to jump to something else, then jump to something else. So I have to take it dead serious. So that's why I have to put some energy into it on a daily basis because, hey, I'm an entrepreneur first. Don't ever get it twisted. I'm about this bread.
Okay, Jermaine Applewhite from Facebook said, how do you take contacts from PropStream and upload them to batch leads?
Jermaine from Facebook says, how do you take contacts from PropStream, upload them to batch lead? If you go to YouTube and do a search for Flip Man Text to Flip, in that video, I show you the entire process from Deal8 aka PropStream all the way to batch lead, text to flip / batch leads, all the way on how to do all of that, my man. Plus, support will help you with that. What time is it?
All right. Somebody wants to know what's all the way on the right side here on Instagram. Those are just important websites.
Oh, I can name them.
Yeah.
Text to Flip, Skip to Flip, text to Flip here, skip to Flip. Deallater.com. Well, that's the same thing, PropStream. DirtCheapsigns.com, RealPOF.com, Flipman.net.
Would you recommend getting your real estate license?
What's your goal? If it's goal to become a real estate agent, yes. If it's wholesaling, not necessary, unless you're in Illinois or Kansas and still ways around that, or city of Philadelphia. No one wanted to come on live with me. Is people in the thing?
This device is not connected though.
Oh yeah, we got like one person in there, but what's his name? Oh, we got Budded Investments and Elijah in there, but you all the devices are not connected.
Have you ever gave cash for an earnest money deposit?
I've given a lot of $10 earnest money deposits, so yeah, I've done $10 in cash before. I've probably done 100. I've done 100 in cash before. I'll just write cash on the contract, but that's when I put it in their hand. I rarely do that now. That was years ago. I rarely put earnest money deposits in sellers' hand. I don't care how small of an amount it is.
Am I able to listen to your videos while I'm at work with my earphones, or am I required to watch them simultaneously?
No.
I guess it's kind of like, are your videos the kind that you can like not look at, or do you need to be looking at the screen? I think that's what he's asking.
If you can, if your smartphone, number one, I'm sure you got YouTube. Then yeah, if you're logged into your YouTube channel account, your Gmail and YouTube are the same thing, and I think you may have to have that premium subscription.
I feel like you need to watch it because I feel like sometimes you need to
It depends on what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it depends on what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Some videos are visuals because they're all pretty much on. I might be showing you like the text to flip video. That's something you have to watch. The video I did today about the real estate agents that I uploaded, how to wholesale houses using real estate agents, that's nothing you don't have to watch. Now we are, and I don't promote this enough. Did you know we had a podcast? We on iHeart, we're on iTunes, we're on Spotify, we're on all of that. So you can access all this stuff on those platforms also. I don't promote it enough. I'm sorry. Yes, depending on your state will determine what age you need to be legally able to sign a legal agreement or a contract. So if you're not, then you study hard. These videos, become an expert, and you be the brains behind the operation. You can partner with a parent, a brother, sister, cousin, a friend, someone that's of age to sign contracts, and you just be the brains behind the operation, and you all partner up, split the deals.
Is it a good idea to wholesale real estate with a real estate license?
Yeah, why not? You just have to disclose that you're an agent.
Let's see. Mr. Coy C. Vickers Jr. He said, do you have a video on the new wholesaling law?
Do you have a video on the new wholesaling laws? What state are you in? What new wholesaling laws? Depending on what state you're in.
What do you have a video on?
Again, depending on what state you're in. If it's Illinois, yes. That's a video that's about 2 years old, may not even been that old. Well, I had an actual attorney in the state of Illinois, he broke it down or whatever. But depends on what state you're in. Other than Illinois, Kansas, from my understanding, and the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, there's really nothing, no new laws on anything.
All right, this one came from The Real K. She said, do we pay for inspections when we have a cash buyer, or does the cash buyer pay for the inspection?
All right, The Real K says, do we pay for inspections when we have a cash buyer, or do the cash buyer pay for the inspection? If any inspection is paid for, it'll be for the cash buyers. But a lot of these guys are so experienced, they don't get inspections. Not when they're buying, they may do it. Well, they're not doing that. That'll be the buyer after they try to flip it. So, but regardless, you're not paying for an inspection is the point, you as a wholesaler.
All right, this one came from, now forgive me if I'm saying this wrong, Jaja O'Kara.
Oh, you did
said,
perfectly.
Is it legal to double close?
Jaja O'Kara from YouTube says it legal to double close. Yes.
Coy C. Vickers Jr. said he's in Philadelphia.
Yeah, then Philadelphia, I probably will do something in the future, but as of right now, no, I haven't. So just need a license, man.
This one came from
Or what I would do is, if I was there and I didn't want to get a license, because I probably couldn't pass the test, being real, right? I would find a struggling agent. We partner and create a marketing agency. I say this probably every day, I guess. And agents buy all types of services and tools, right? Each time we put a property in the contract, we have a cash buyer for it. I would create a website, 123mainstreet.com, whatever the name of the street is, .com. Register the domain, costs you all of $12. Get a free website, plenty of site services out there like Wix and Weebly and other places. Put photos and pictures of the house on there. When we close on it, I sell them the website for my half or my share of the assignment fee. Somebody tell me that's illegal, please holler at me. Tell me why. So what agents buy all types of services, especially internet related.
All right, so this came from Robert Welch on YouTube. He said he's moving to Thailand next year. That sounds fun.
That's what's up.
And he wants to learn virtual wholesaling. I only need $1,500 a month living out here, but I would like to make $3,000 a month. Do you think that's doable?
3,000, I ain't tripping with you. 3,000 is nothing in this business. Yeah. So you just need boots on the ground in whatever market, whatever market you're going to do business in. You know, you need a family member, another wholesaler. Oh, it's plenty on there. You know, so many on there. What am I trying to say? Boots on the ground. You just need help, man. And what are you moving to Thailand for, man? Please tell us. What's going on in Thailand, man?
I bet it's beautiful.
I bet it is. I can think of beautiful places in the U.S. too. Robert, what? Now I want to know. Robert, why are you moving to Thailand, man? I bet he is.
All right. So I said, hey, Flipman, thank you for sharing.
What up? What's happening?
Can you cancel? Hold on.
What was the name? What was the name? First say hello. You got to call the names out. Shedra Edwards. What's up, Shedra? What's up? Where you at?
Can you cancel a JV list deal?
JV listed. I'm not sure what that means. Please be a little bit more. We run out of time.
Somebody in here talking in Spanish, you know what they're saying?
Ah!
Let's see.
Us! And then she gonna try to read it.
Something about your classes.
Hey.
That's all.
Hey, we got somebody that speaks
I'm learning, you guys. I'm learning.
17 words.
Oh, really?
Somebody asked that you holding an invisible mic.
Am I? Oh, no. Oh, no.
It look like it on camera.
That would look like, no. Here we go.
Like you've been doing this all the time.
Yeah.
I never asked it. Do you get good returns on probate?
Yeah, if it's a deal, yeah. You know, they could be a little challenging in putting them together, but yeah, it's definitely some opportunities there.
Do you pay for title work before you close?
Ideally, you shouldn't, because that buyer may not want to use that title company. Then what?
Is there a different process between wholesaling residential and commercial other than the size?
Yeah, there's a significant difference. Wholesaling residential versus commercial real estate. Once you have a seller and buyer in place on the contract, it's the same. The process of getting it there is totally different, from knowing what a property is worth to the different types of commercial property. With houses are just houses, but with commercial, you got self-storage, hotel, motels, retail space, office space, medical space, industrial, warehousing. What am I missing? Triple net with like fast food, you know, it just goes on and on. So those properties are, multifamily, how could I miss that? 5 units or more. Yeah, so it's just different, totally different.
Can you JV a listed deal?
Oh, that's what they were trying to ask.
Yeah.
Hey, you could, you can, you know, yeah, it's definitely possible. Yeah, we keep going. I know YouTube ain't gonna stop. See what I'm saying? So we got to go, people. But hey, what you got?
I was gonna ask you last.
Okay, we got a few more. Okay.
First of all, the guy who said he's moving to Thailand said he's moving because it's a cheaper way of life and it's tropical weather.
I gotta zoom in.
Okay, I ain't gonna.
Live your life.
All right, well. Be careful out there.
It's illegal to wholesale in Chicago.
The state of Illinois is not illegal. It's illegal without a license, a broker's license. But I explained a moment ago what I would do because I couldn't pass the test or whatever. So. I'll tell you, man. I tell you what, you come up with a test and see if I can pass the test.
I'm gonna bring it.
Hey, give me something to study. See what happens. Watch that big D+, probably an F+.
Before you leave, tell them your clubhouse name because it's people who ask.
I guess it should be Ask Flip Man.
Okay.
It should be Ask Flip Man, just like it is everywhere else. Yeah. But yeah, my clubhouse is Ask Flip Man, just like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, follow me on Instagram. On Instagram, follow me on TikTok, YouTube. Follow me on both. If you're on TikTok and Instagram, Twitter, whatever, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. Remember, you want to access the free contract that I've been using since 2003. You do a search on YouTube for Flipman 2020 contract. If you want to partner with me, if you have a great deal, it's under contract, you're dealing directly with the owner and it's off market, let's make this money. You can submit it to deallater.com. So again, guys, this has been today's Flipman's Daily Live, aka Fliptainment, Q&A on wholesaling real estate, where your cash or credit does not matter. Everything, and I know you don't believe me, as this is your first introduction to me, everything you need to know is on my YouTube channel for free. That's over 500 videos. So you literally have nothing to lose when the knowledge and training is free.
Yeah, if you have any more questions, guys, first of all, ask them on YouTube because I know for sure he will answer those. He answers all the questions on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're gonna post this video on Instagram and on Instagram once it's over with. So if you want to comment, you can. If you want to slide in DMs, you can. That's it. I'm sorry if we didn't get to your question. It was a lot. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Boom, 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 boom. No, not yet. Here. All the way down.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.